Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Sasuke is secretly a girl, and likes Naruto, part 2, hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. It's been 2 weeks since Sasuke's and Ino's fight. Naruto and the boys couldn't find out what happened between them because the girls refused to tell them anything. However, since they are boys, they had soon enough dropped the matter much to the relief of the girls. Today, Naruto decided to ask Sasuke if she would like to join him on his visit with Sakura. His condition was improving for the better. But when Naruto rang Sasuke's doorbell, he was surprised to hear a loud groan in response. Sasuke? You Sasuke? Is something wrong? Hearing another groan, louder than the last, Naruto took a step back, kicked the door open, breaking its hinges, and letting Naruto barge inside. Sasuke? You okay? Dope. Why the fuck did you break down my door? Naruto looked up to see a very pissed off Sasuke glaring at him from her spot on the couch. You look fine. Of course I look fine. Then why were you groaning in pain? I'm having my fucking period, you idiot. Naruto froze, and stared at Sasuke. You're having your period. Sasuke froze too because she realized that she just told Naruto something no girl wanted a guy to know. Her face flamed red, and Naruto laughed nervously. So it's the cramps, huh? Sasuke didn't respond, she was too embarrassed to. You want me to call you Bachan or something? Your cramps sound pretty bad for you to be groaning like that. In response, Sasuke threw a pillow at Naruto's face. Ow? Sasuke, what was that for? Don't talk about my cramps so casually, idiot dope. Then how am I supposed to talk about your cramps like? Don't talk about it all. But you're in pain from them, right? Sasuke sighed, then jit me Hinata. Hinata-chan. Why? Because she's easy to talk to. Now go. But Sasuke threw another pillow, and Naruto dodged it by hightailing out of there. The raven-haired girl sighed, and laid her head back down. Stupid dope. Later at Hinata's house, Hinata opened the door to see Naruto there on her doorstep. Naruto? What's up? Sasuke is having his time of the month. Hinata's eyes whitened, and much to Naruto's surprise, she started laughing. Hinata. But Hinata couldn't stop, she was laughing too hard. Soon enough, she stopped, clutching her sides, and grinning wildly. Hinata looked up with a big grin on her face. Sorry. It's just that it's too funny, you know. I mean, I still haven't gotten the fact that Sasuke is a girl now, and you saying that is just. Naruto chuckled, guess you're right. Anyway, she's having pretty bad cramps. Think you can help her? Immediately, Hinata's grinning face changed to a look of sympathy. Oh yeah, it's her first time, right? Must be pretty painful for her. Don't worry, I got just the thing. Let me shower and get dressed first. That's when Naruto noticed that Hinata was in her robe. Slept in, huh? Yep, come on in, and wait for me on the couch, okay? Sure. With that, she let him inside. 15 minutes passed, and Naruto was still waiting for Hinata to come out. Naruto sighed, and lied down on her couch. Geez, why do girls always take so long to get ready? Because they're all vain, and narcissists. Naruto didn't have to turn, he recognized that voice anywhere. It's been a while, Sai. Sai smirked as he climbed through the window and casually sat down on Hinata's armchairs. Naruto turned his head slightly to look at Sai. Sai, with his usual short jet black hair, ink black eyes, and extremely pale skin, was shifting his own body to lie down on the armchair himself. He was dressed in a black dress shirt, black skinny jeans, and black Converse. He carried a knapsack on his back. Why do you always wear black? Naruto questioned. Why do you always wear orange? Sai countered. Because it's a part of my cover. You know my favorite color is red. Yeah, because it reminds you of blood, and you're a sadist. I'm not, says the guy who used to work with the Biki before he joined Anbu. You could crack enemies within minutes, for God's sake. Naruto smirked, man, he missed those days. Sai looked up just in time for Hinata to glump him. Where have you been? I missed you. Yeah, me too. Now get off me, please. Hinata did so, but pouted at him in response. Geez, why don't you look happy to see me? I would be happy if you're a guy. Naruto shook his head. Sai had revealed to Hinata and himself that he was gay a month ago. They had their suspicions about it at first, and were glad that he finally came out of the closet, but now he boldly mentions it all the time. Whatever you say, Sai. So how's old Danzo doing? Not doing anything interesting. Don't know why I'm assigned to watch him. Because he's known to be a real cunning one. Naruto rolled his eyes. It's easy to beat Danzo anyway. He's old after all, we just gotta dodge him for a good bit, wait for him to drain all his chakra, maybe break a hip, and stab him with a kunai. Easy, as 1, 2, 3. You should really stop underestimating Naruto. He was known to be as good as the Sandaime, you know. Hinata chided him. Naruto shrugged, we could still beat him. Sai smirked at the two, you guys haven't changed a bit. Anyway, I have assignments for you. Naruto's eyes twinkled with interest, and sat up on his spot on the couch. Sai reached into his knapsack, and tossed the blonde 2 scrolls. One is a sealing scroll with all your other assignments sealed inside, and the other is a direct order that needs to be done today. Curious, Naruto opened the scroll, and read it. Looks like this one has ordered the bounties had to be handed in by tonight. Yup, and don't you dare say I'm a lousy messenger because I received that one only just. Naruto got up from the couch, and rolled up the scroll. I'd better get going then. Hinata smiled. Good luck, Naruto. Naruto smirked as he leaned towards her and kissed her on the forehead. Thanks, Hina-chan. Hinata's face turned beetroot red before screaming at him in anger for what he did. Naruto, I'll gonna fucking kill you, you stupid blonde asshole. But before Hinata could get her hands on him, Naruto raced off and jumped out of the window, laughing at her as he did so. Hinata glared at the window he jumped out of. Idiot. What did he do that for? Sai smiled. Naruto just loved teasing Hinata, and so did he, every once in a while. Anyway, Sai, where are my assignments? Hinata asked, breaking his train of thought. Sai threw her another ceiling scroll. Quite a few, but I'm sure you can pull it off in a short time, as you always do. Oh, and you have a meeting with Gondame in half an hour. A meeting? Concerning what? She never said, just said to be there on time. Hinata frowned. What could Tsunade want? Hinata never got missions from Tsunade directly before. Usually Shizune assigned them to Hinata herself, but Tsunade must be pretty important. What could it be? Hinata rang the doorbell, and in response, she heard a tired Sasuke telling her to come in. When she did, she was surprised to see Sasuke dressed in a white tank top and black boxer shorts curled up into a little ball on her black couch, looking absolutely exhausted. Sasuke? Sasuke turned and faced Hinata. Hinata was dressed in a white fitted t-shirt, sleeveless light blue hoodie, jean shorts, white thigh-high socks, and light blue sneakers. Hey, Sasuke managed to greet, despite the intense pain she was feeling in her abdomen. Looks like the first day is really hard for you, Hinata commented. The cramps are really bad. Hinata went over and knelt down in front of Sasuke. Have you tried painkillers? Painkillers? They can help. They sure do. Hinata then took a small bowl from her knapsack and showed it to Sasuke, who was slowly starting to sit up on the couch. This is Panadol Menstrual. It's a great painkiller for us girls when we have our periods. Want me to get some water for you so you can try? Okay, I guess. Hinata nodded and went to the kitchen. When she came back, she had a glass of water in hand. She passed it to Sasuke and sat down next to her. Sasuke followed Hinata's careful instructions and gulped down the water together with one of the pills. Wow, it doesn't hurt as bad anymore. Hinata smiled and took something else from her bag. And this is an electrical heating pad. It heats up really quickly and comes with 3 heat settings so that you can choose between low, medium or high heat. Use this in between the painkillers and your cramps will get better in no time. Once Hinata had finished her explanation, she helped Sasuke with her heating pad. Sasuke, now lying down on the couch again, let out a relieved sigh. Ah, this feels good. Hinata smiled. Just glad that you're feeling better, Sasuke. Thanks for coming here and helping me like this. It's not a problem, Sasuke, really. Among all the others, I feel like I can really get along with you. I don't know why though. I kind of have that effect on people. Hey Hinata, have we met before when we were young? Sorry. Hinata asked, not hearing the question. Have we ever met before? Sasuke repeated. Hinata's eyes widened. Is she actually starting to remember? Hinata? Sasuke asked, concerned. Why do you ask? It's just that, there's something so familiar about you. I don't know if it's comfortable. Safe. When I'm around you. Hinata wasn't sure what to say until she saw the clock. Oh, I'm sorry, Sasuke. I need to go. Tsunade-sama wants me at her office soon. Oh, sorry for keeping you. It's okay, hope your cramps get better, Sasuke. Thanks, bye Hinata. Bye Sasuke. And with that, she left. Later in Tsunade's office. You want me to do what? Hinata asked again in disbelief. The council requests for the Jigoku Tenshi to train Sasuke in helping her to become stronger, so she can beat Uchiha Itachi. You cannot be serious. I'm afraid I am. Me? Teach Sasuke. Look, I know that you and the Uchiha brothers go way back, and she couldn't finish because she had to duck when a kunai came flying at her and caught it between her 2 fingers just in time. How the hell did you know that? Hinata asked, her voice low and dangerous. The elders told me about it, and the blonde woman calmly answered. Hinata swore, but Tsunade was unfazed. Sasuke, she really doesn't remember you. Apparently she's somehow starting to remember. I'm guessing it's because I've been spending time with her. Tsunade smiled a small smile. It's nice, isn't it? Being with her again. Don't change the subject here. Why does my connection with them made the council choose me? Hinata asked, her voice dripping with anger. The blonde-haired woman sighed. Because you had Itachi as a sensei. You have experience when it comes to dealing with Sharingan. So does Kakashi, Hinata pointed out. But you are both female, and you can help her with adjusting to her new body when fighting. Also, you are the most powerful kunoichi we have here in Konoha. The council insists that you be her trainer. No, forget it. This isn't a request, this is an order. I said no, you bloody old hag. Tsunade stood up from her chair, enraged. Hinata. You will fucking do as I say. You can't make me, you old hag. Hinata screamed back. Suddenly, Tsunade smirked. You know what? I get it. What? Your feelings for those two. They'll get in the way, won't they? Sasuke, who you once called a great friend, and Itachi, who was your— Shut up. Don't you dare speak his name in front of me. Was your fiancé. Tsunade finished. Hinata glared at her superior. Look here, the only reason why I refuse to train Sasuke is because I want to kill Itachi. He has hurt me, and I want to make sure he gets what he deserves. Tsunade was shocked to see so much revenge in Hinata's eyes. You really loved him. Hinata closed her eyes, her face scrunched in pain. Yes, I did. Immediately, Tsunade felt sorry for the girl. Hinata, I understand that you're hurt, but Sasuke was hurt 1,000 times more. Surely, she deserves the chance to kill the man who massacred her whole clan. Hinata sighed. If I still refuse, what will you do? The council is prepared to pay you a triple S rank salary if you do this. Hinata's eyes widened. A triple S rank salary? Yes, why? Because they insist that you are the best to train Sasuke. Hinata sighed. Alright, fine. At least I'm earning pay. And a triple S rank salary does have a lot of zeros. Tsunade smiled and dismissed her, satisfied. Once Hinata was outside, silent tears flowed down her face, remembering Tsunade's words about how she suspected that her feelings for Sasuke and Itachi were still going strong. But even thinking about that weasel was bringing back memories. Why did she have to say his name? The next day, Kakashi was taking Sasuke and Naruto to eat when someone was heard calling Naruto's name. Naruto. Naruto turned, and his eyes widened. Sai. Kakashi frowned. Naruto, who is he? Naruto didn't answer because Sai was already in front of him, and panting. Sai, what's wrong? I'm Weasel Alcohol. Naruto's eyes widened, understanding immediately. Sorry, Kakashi-sensei, Sasuke. I've got to go. Sasuke deadpanned, but Naruto. Sai, call out to one of your animals. Sai nodded and took out a scroll from his knapsack. He placed it on the ground, and drew what seemed to be a bird with an ink brush. When he was finished, the bird left the paper, and grew into life size, surprising Sasuke and Kakashi greatly. Naruto, unfazed, jumped onto the bird's back with Sai. Let's go, Naruto ordered. The bird, understanding the command, flapped its wings, and flew high into the sky. To Hinata's house. Sai directed it. The bird nodded, and took off while Sasuke and Kakashi stood there, completely shocked by the whole ordeal. Outside of Hinata's house, Naruto was frustrated to see that Hinata had sealed all her windows shut. On the way to her house, Sai had told him that he had overheard the elders talking about Hinata's meeting with Tsunade the day before, and this morning, the convenience store downstairs had recently had his entire alcohol stock taken, but with money on the counter to pay for it. Naruto sighed. To unseal this, he was going to need a whole lot of chakra. Naruto took a deep breath and started performing the necessary hand signs. He slammed his hand on the window and shouted, Kai. The door swung open, and the two boys jumped inside whilst the bird they had rode on turned back to ink. Sai noticed that Naruto stumbled a bit on the landing. You alright, Naruto? I'm fine. Hinata just had to use a seal that would have taken 3/4 of my chakra to unseal it, huh? But Sai didn't answer, as his nose was busy wrinkling in distaste, as he had noticed that the place was a total trash pit. Liquor bottles were everywhere, and Hinata was sprawled on the floor with her hair in a mess, and her breath reeking of alcohol right in front of them. Sai, get me some ice. We'll keep it on her head to cool her down. Sai nodded, and hurried off whilst Naruto picked up Hinata, and carried her to her bedroom. Once he laid her down on her bed, he stroked her face with his fingers, and stopped when he realized that her cheeks were wet. She was crying too. I got the ice. Naruto nodded, and took the ice pack from him, and put it on Hinata's head. Immediately, Hinata winced. Her eyes fluttered open, and in a flash, she jumped out of the bed, and ran into the bathroom to puke her guts out. She vomited all over the toilet, and couldn't stop. Tears flowed down her face from the acid in her throat. Shit, why the hell did I buy and drink all that alcohol for? Oh yeah, to screw my pained heart, and try to forget the cruel shitty world that I live in. My life is so bloody fucked up. Flashback. Hinata promptly lay down on the floor, opened the whiskey bottle in her hand, brought the liquor to her mouth, and took a large swig of it in one gulp. Her throat burned from the alcohol, but she sucked it up, and wiped her mouth clean. Itachi, even after all these years, the memories of you and Sasuke still haunts me. I really do despise you Uchiha bastards. Hinata stated, before taking another swig from the bottle. End of flashback. The weasel, huh? Hinata turned, and glared at Naruto who was watching her from the doorway. Shut it. You 13, remember? You shouldn't even be. Naruto was interrupted mid-scolding by Hinata who slammed the bathroom door loudly in his face, and locked it. She's really gone off the deep end, huh? Sai asked, as he stood next to him. Shut up, Sai. Sai sighed. Look, she can't keep doing this every time somebody mentions Itachi to her. You think I don't know that? I've tried, okay. But I can't. She's too bloody stubborn. And just how can she drink that much anyway? Sai asked, remembering all those bottles that were scattered over the floor in the living room. As a medic, her body has been trained to metabolize poisons quickly, Naruto explained. So she needs a lot to get buzz, Sai realized, getting it. Naruto nodded. Why do you think that Tsunade drinks so much? Alcoholic, Sai answered instantly. Naruto's sweat dropped. Well, there's that. Okay, let me rephrase. Why do you think Tsunade can drink so much and still stay sober? Sai paused at that. Makes sense, Naruto heard him murmur. Naruto sighed. Could he ever help Hinata? Inside the bathroom, Hinata was having her own internal conflict. She leaned against the door, her eyes cast down at the floor. Her hands were tightly balled into fists, the skin spread tightly across her snow-white knuckles. Her bottom lip was harshly bitten between her teeth, so harshly that she swore she could taste blood. She was caught up in trying to keep everything in, so caught up in it that she barely noticed the feeling of something rolling down her cheek. When she saw a drop of water fall to the floor, she quickly raised her hand to her face, wiping it away. Hinata glanced over at the mirror, looking at her own reflection in it. Her eyes slightly red, small signs of tear marks visible on her face, and her bottom lip looking abused after biting it so hard. Itachi, I seriously fucking you. I hope that with my teachings, Sasuke can successfully kill you, and send you to hell where you can rot for breaking my heart, you son of a bitch weasel. Naruto sighed. It's been way too quiet since I left. Maybe she passed out from all the puking. Hey Hinata. Are you alright in there? In response, Hinata opened the door, and greeted Naruto with a scowl. Do I look fine? No, you look just awful actually. You're enjoying this, aren't you, you bloody sadist? Maybe a bit mistemptuous. Hinata glared at him in response. Last year, in December, Hinata had to get information from an owner of a strip club, who just so happened to like young girls like her working for him, so Tsune did the unthinkable. She actually forced Hinata to study under Anko Midarashi, the most infamous seductress in all of Konoha. In the end though, she did well under Anko, and learned a lot from her, plus her mission was a success, so it was all good until Naruto and Sai started calling her temptress. You should seriously take a bath, you stink, Hinata. Fuck. Naruto's right eyebrow went up at Hinata's response. What? I'm supposed to meet my team for training later in the afternoon. Naruto rolled his eyes, and shook his head. Hinata, Hinata, Hinata. Before Hinata could yell at him to shut up, she felt her legs buckle, and fell backward. Luckily Naruto caught her before she made contact with the ground. My head hurts, Naruto, could you use that medicine to help me? She asked, weakly. Naruto sighed. I can't. Why not? Because the damn seal you used on your window took up a lot of my chakra to unseal it. So you're going to have to wait, especially since you're too drunk to focus properly to use them. Hinata glared at him, but Naruto continued, so you're going to have to do the alternative to help you sober up. Hinata raised an eyebrow. What alternative? Peeing out the alcohol, of course. Fuck no. The water will not only flush the alcohol out of your system, it will also remove a lot of the dehydration from drinking. If you want to be sober by afternoon, we're going to start here. No way, Naruto. I'll pee like crazy. Do you want to go to training with a hangover? Hinata groaned. He was right, of course, but damn, did he just have to make it so hard for her? I don't care what you say, you're a bloody sadist. Hinata yelled at him. Several cups of water later, Hinata was actually feeling surprisingly better. She could actually see straight now. Looks like you're better now, Sai commented. Go, and take a bath first, Naruto ordered. No? Do it now. Why? You're sober now, right? Or are you still so drunk that you actually need my help to help you undress? In response, Hinata kicked him in the shin, and left the room to take her bath, and an amused smile formed on Sai's face. Dare laugh, and I'll kick your ass, Sai. That kept his mouth shut. Minutes later, Hinata appeared out of the bathroom, dressed and refreshed. Alright, my chakra is finally restored completely, so I can do it now. Hinata nodded, closed her eyes, and soon felt Naruto's hand on her head. A warm sensation filled her, as his chakra began to flow into her. Slowly the pain behind her eyes began to ebb. Soon she felt the flow of Naruto's chakra stop, and opened her eyes. There, I didn't have to do much. You were already mostly recovered because of the water since you weren't dehydrated. In response, Hinata punches Naruto, making him full, and his nose to bleed. The punch was for being the damn sadist that you are, she told him before leaving the room. Sai chuckled. Naruto, is it me or is your nose actually bleeding from Hinata's punch? Shut the FCK up, Sai. As Kakashi walked Sasuke home, he noticed that Sasuke was looking even more emo than usual, and that was saying something. Are you sad that Naruto isn't here? What? No, of course not. Kakashi smirked at Sasuke's flushed face. It's okay if you are though. I mean, Naruto is a fine young man. Before Sasuke could even respond to that, she noticed a familiar person walking out the alley nearby. Hey you. Sai turned, and mentally groaned. What could she want? What? Where's Naruto? At home. What did you need him for? That's none of your business. Sasuke scowled, and Sai remained neutral. So how do you even know Naruto? Kakashi asked out of curiosity. We're friends. Now I'm in a hurry. Can I go now? Kakashi nodded, and said continued on his way with Sasuke glaring at his back. Are you mad that Naruto never mentioned Sai to you? Why should I? The idiot can friend whoever he wants. With that, Sasuke stomped off, but she did leave a very amused Kakashi chuckling at her actions. Teasing Sasuke was becoming a very fun hobby for him now. Hey Sasuke. Hey, Kakashi-sensei. Sasuke and Kakashi turned to see Naruto running toward them. Dope, Sasuke greeted. Naruto Kakashi nodded to him before going back to reading his precious book. So Sasuke, ready to see Sakura? Naruto asked his teammate. It's been a whole month since she was admitted, commented Kakashi. Sasuke sighed. A whole month since I've turned into a girl. Naruto nodded. But is it really okay to bring me along for this, Naruto? I mean, Sakura insists that you come to Sasuke. She wants to talk to you. Sasuke frowned. About what? Naruto shrugged. Don't know. Sasuke frowned even more at his answer. What could Sakura want? Naruto opened the door, and found Sakura all dressed, and ready to leave. Sakura was dressed in a red halter top that had her clan symbol on the front, a green mini skirt, red suede shoes that matched her top, and a green headband that matched her skirt. Currently, she had her back facing him, as she was busy packing up all the gifts she received during her time in the hospital. Naruto noticed that the halter top she was wearing had no back. Was Sakura's back? Very nice. In his mind, Naruto was grinning like a Cheshire cat at the nice view he was getting of Sakura's back. Sakura? Kakashi called, startling Naruto slightly. Sakura turned and saw her teammates and sensei. Damn, she turned. You guys came. Kakashi nodded, Sasuke too. Immediately, Sakura's eyes darted to Sasuke. She took the moment to study. Sasuke was wearing a dark blue tank top and a black tux vest. To go along with it, she wore navy blue skinny jeans and black boots. Her long hair was let down, and it flowed down her back like a waterfall. Sakura also noticed that she wore a pendant similar to the Uchiha symbol on a silver chain. Wow, Sasuke, you really are better looking as a girl than a guy, Sakura commented. Sasuke's sweat dropped. Why does everyone keep saying that? Hey Sasuke. Sasuke looked up. Yeah. Since you're a girl now, and everything, do you think we can be friends? Sasuke was surprised, but then again, she was a girl now, so she didn't have any fangirls anymore. Unless of course, some of her fangirls were bisexual. The very idea made Sasuke want to hurl. Sasuke? Well, I guess it's okay. Really? I guess. Great. Sakura smiled brightly, making Naruto smile too. He was glad that his two teammates would learn to become friends now. On their way to Sakura's house, Naruto and Sakura were talking amongst themselves, while Kakashi took the moment to gather his thoughts about his recently discharged pupil. Suddenly, a memory flashed back to him. Flashback. Kakashi was just about to open the door to visit Sakura when he heard her mother's from inside. You want me to train you on our clan's techniques? Yes. Why? I want to take my ninja training more seriously. Really? Sasayaki Haruno asked, the surprise evident in her voice. At first, the only reason I became a ninja was for the sake of the clan, and to be closer to Sasuke, but now, thanks to Naruto, I have a reason. Naruto-kun. He was always so nice to me, and even though I always hit him, he always smiled. I want to be useful to him, he helped me through my trauma, and I want to repay him. I want to become a ninja that would be useful to him. I see from the sound of her voice, Kakashi could tell that she was smiling when she said that. Alright then, I'll train you. Oh, thank you, mother. Deciding not to ruin the family moment, Kakashi left, deciding to visit Sakura later. End of flashback. Naruto really does change people. Naruto. Sakura. Kakashi looked up to see Ino Yamanaka waving to them. Ino. Sakura greeted me happily. Sakura Ino greeted back with a smile, remembering the time when Sakura requested to see her. Flashback. I'm sorry. Ino frowned. Sorry for what? Sorry for breaking our friendship back at the academy over Sasuke. It was stupid. I'm sorry, you were a great friend, and I broke up a precious friendship with the guy. I'm really sorry. Ino was shocked to see that Sakura was crying now. Ino, could you ever forgive me? I could, but only if we become what we were before. Sakura's eyes widened. Yo, you still want to be friends? If you think you're ready for it, why yes. Absolutely. 1,000 times yes. Sakura jumped out of her bed and hugged Ino, causing Ino to smile softly. She had her friend back. End of flashback. Hey, where's Sasuke? Ino asked, noticing that Sasuke wasn't with them. Ah-chan called her and said that it was time for her checkup. Ino nodded. Well, I have to get going. My shift at the shop is about to start soon. Sakura smiled. Alright, bye Ino. Ino smiled back and ran off, waving goodbye as she left. With Sasuke, Tsunade smiled. Congratulations Sasuke, everything is fine. Okay, that's good then. Sasuke replied impassively. By the way, I have a surprise for you. Sasuke arched an eyebrow at that. A surprise. You can come in now, Tenchi. At that moment, a beautiful woman entered the room. She was as tall as Kakashi, and she had this long powder blue hair that ended at her waist. Her creamy white skin reminded Sasuke of swans or alabaster, flushing faintly pink over the cheekbones. Sasuke could have described her to be like an angel at that point, until she saw her eyes. When Sasuke saw her eyes, she felt a chill go up her spine when she saw them. Her blue eyes reminded Sasuke of ice. She felt like those blue eyes could freeze a soul. The kunoichi in front of her was wearing a single light blue colored off-the-shoulders kimono that extended halfway down her thighs, with a white sash tied around her waist. She wore a fishnet over her shoulders, and fishnet gloves. The long-sleeve kimono was the same color as her eyes, and showed off all her curves. Sasuke also noticed that she wore her forehead protector like a headband, similar to Sakura, and its cloth was black unlike Sasuke's where hers was a dark blue. On her feet, she wore knee-high black boots. Uchiha Sasuke. Her voice was soft, but clear. Sasuke nodded, blushing slightly because she had been staring at her for quite some time. Tenchi smiled, and held out her hand, and Sasuke took it, shaking it. Sasuke realized how warm and soft her hands were. Tenchi let go, and performed a hand seal. Meet me in the hospital once you're done. And with that she disappeared, as many Sakura petals fluttered into the room. Wow, Sasuke couldn't help but say. She will be your new trainer. Sasuke's eyes widened, seriously. Tsunade nodded. She's a well-known assassin, and our best kunoichi in the village. Her teachings would be useful to you. Also, make sure to call her sensei you hear. She deserves respect. Sasuke nodded, and that's when she remembered that her new sensei was waiting for her. After a quick bow to Tsunade, she ran out of the room to head for the rooftop. On the rooftop. Okay, let's start with introductions. Just say what you like, dislike, your dreams and hobbies. That kind of stuff. Tenchi said. Sasuke nodded. And don't give me any vague stuff, I really want to know more about you, alright? Sasuke frowned, but complied anyway. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. My hobbies are training and taking walks. My favorite foods are with tomatoes, and I hate natto and anything sweet. I dislike loud people and noises, I rather silence more than anything. And I hate dogs, I much prefer cats. Also, I don't really have a dream, it's more of an ambition, I want to kill a certain someone. Uchiha Itachi. Sasuke nodded. Alright, my turn. My hobbies include training, reading, and teasing people. My favorite food is dango, and I hate cold tea. I like my friends, anyone with a good sense of humor, and learning new things. I hate perverts, traitors, anyone who dares to hurt my friends, people that think women are weak, and girls that give Kunoichi a bad name. My dream is to help you achieve your ambition. Sasuke noticed a bitter expression on the older girl's face when she mentioned her dream. Did you know Itachi? I did, but he's a traitor now, and that's all that matters. Sasuke nodded. Hey, how old are you? I'm 18. She's as old as Itachi. Maybe they were in the same genin team or something. Anyway, I'll see you tonight, Sasuke. And with that, she disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving behind a very confused Sasuke. What did she mean, she'll see me tonight? Sasuke asked aloud. And that's when Sasuke remembered what was going to happen that night, the summer festival. Oh crap, you don't have a kimono. Sasuke groaned, realizing that she had to go buy one. Great, just great. Tonight was the night. Tonight was the Konoha's summer festival. The summer air was hot, making it nearly impossible to enjoy the summer festival in the yukata. Naruto tugged on his dark orange yukata's cloth to reveal more of his bare chest that had beads of sweat dripping down the path of tanned skin to his stomach. He was waiting by the dango booths for Sakura and Sasuke, who was running 15 minutes late. Crop, you hate to wait. The heat was unbearable, and he felt like he was being suffocated. It couldn't possibly get any hotter. Hello, Naruto. Naruto turned to see Kakashi standing next to him. Even though it was a festival, Kakashi still wore his jounin uniform. Sensei, why don't you wear a yukata? Or a kimono? It's a festival. It's too hot to wear one, Naruto. Naruto frowned at the gray-haired until he heard his name being called. Naruto. Naruto turned, and his eyes widened. Whoa, Sakura and Sasuke looked amazing. Sakura wore a beautiful red kimono with pink cherry blossoms flowing across it. Her hair was tied up in a clean bun, and a few shiny pink strands fell loose across her forehead. Her green eyes just shone with excitement. Sasuke had left her hair down. It practically shone in the moonlight. She was wearing a dark blue kimono which had a pattern of white flowers on the lower half, and in a sort of pattern that it looked like the flowers were blowing away in the wind as she walked. Naruto, don't drool, Kakashi told him. Naruto ignored him and smiled. You girls look great. Sakura and Sasuke blushed and thanked him shyly. Shall we get going? Asked Kakashi. His students nodded, and they set off. When they reached the festival, they could already hear the sound of music playing, and the sound of everyone having a good time. There were a lot of people at the festival, and they tried to look around to see if they could see any familiar faces around, but they couldn't see anyone among the mass crowd of people. They spent a few minutes walking around until they heard someone calling Naruto's name. Naruto. Team 7 turned to see the rest of the Konoha 12 at the dango booth. Naruto grinned and waved, guys. When they got closer, Naruto noticed 3 familiar people with them as well. Gar, Kankuro, Tamari. Gar's lips twitched into a smile, seeing his friend, Naruto. How have you been? And immediately, Naruto and the Sand siblings were conversing. Suddenly, a woman called out to them. Hey. Konoha Rookie 12. They all turned to see Tsunade and Shizune coming toward them who were in their usual clothes. Ba-chan. Tsunade smiled. Man, orange yukata looks good on you, don't you agree, Ino? Asked the smirking blonde dot. Ino blushed, yeah. Tenten and Tamari smirked while Sakura and Sasuke frowned in displeasure. Sasuke especially. Earlier that night, Sasuke was out shopping for a kimono and happened to have met Sakura and her mother along the way. With their help, she managed to find the perfect kimono. And tonight, seeing Naruto smiling and wearing a yukata which bared his chest was so worth it. It's the Meiko dancers. Tenten cheered, snapping Sasuke back to reality. She and the others turned to see the large float down the strip of road. Sasuke was mesmerized by the sight of the painted women and their elegant movements to the beats of the drums. He almost felt himself pulled into a trance from their graceful movements, slowly seeing the story their bodies were telling. Naruto, who noticed this, smiled softly to himself, as he was glad that Sasuke was taking some interest in what was going on. He thought she might get bored, knowing how she wasn't a type of social events. He watched the dance with her, as the float passed. Hello, old hag. Tsunade heard someone addressing her, and looked up. Akuma. Sasuke looked up, as well, and almost immediately, she felt every drop of blood in her body migrated to her face. Wow, the man before her was wearing a very sleek kimono, which was golden in color, and covered with deep dark red flames. The clothes were elegant and loose, which promised a masculine body underneath. Sasuke took a deep intake of breath to compose herself, and to take a closer look at him. He had sun-kissed skin, long crimson hair pulled into a ponytail at the nape of his neck, and black slitted crimson eyes that made Sasuke shiver slightly. His eyes somewhat reminded her of her new sensei. Her sensei's eyes could freeze a person's soul, but this person's eyes could burn a person's soul. His eyes were like flames of fire. And that's when Sasuke noticed that he was smirking in amusement and was looking at her. Like what you see, Chiha. Sasuke's face flamed and looked away, and no. This only caused the red-haired man to smirk even wider. Oh really? But before he could get closer to her, a voice from behind stopped him. Don't tease my new student Akuma. Akuma sighed, as his friend came to stand next to him, and greeted Sasuke. I told you we'll see one another tonight, didn't I, Sasuke? Sasuke's eyes widened when she recognized her. Tenchi-sensei. Tenchi was indeed a thing of beauty, no doubt about it. Her hair was tossed up, held together by two long golden hairpins that had light and dark blue ornaments dangling from their base, while a few of her smaller strands fell alongside her cheeks. She smiled up at her with her icy blue eyes of hers. Tenchi's kimono was light blue, matching her eyes. Dark blue embroidered dragons ran up and down the edges of it. His claws and teeth were silver, and his eyes gold. To Sasuke, the dragons almost seemed alive to her. Her kimono was short and ended at mid-thigh, allowing for anyone's eyes to linger at her creamy skin and well-toned legs. The kimono also revealed her shoulders, where it bared her flawless, noble-looking skin. On her feet, she wore golden high heels. Tenchi really was a stunning woman. Looking at both Akuma and Tenchi, they just looked amazing standing next to each other. Are you two dating? Asked Ino. Akuma groaned and jerked a thumb in Tenchi's direction. Oh god no, who wants to date this troublesome woman? Tenchi glared at him, and Akuma ignored her in response. Anyway, it's nice to see that the two of you managed to make it, Akuma and Tenchi, Tsunade greeted. Akuma smiled, and Sakura gasped, why you have fangs? Yup, why? You want me to bite you? He asked, smiling at her seductively causing Sakura to blush. Kitsune. Stop being such a bloody Casanova already. Akuma turned and poked his friend on the forehead, and you don't pout, Miss Sugoku. Tenchi stuck her tongue out at him, and Akuma rolled his eyes. Are you a vampire or something? Tenten asked, curious about his fangs. Nah, I was born with them. Shizune shook her head, the handsome devil, and the beautiful angel. God, just why can't you two just date already? Tenchi and Akuma rolled their eyes in unison. I'd rather die. At that, Naruto and Hinata turned to each other, sharing a secret smile. Akuma and Tenchi were just covers Naruto and Hinata used when they had to make public appearances. The two posing, as their counterparts were blood clones which took practically 3/4 of their chakra. It was tiring to keep them, but they were the best to use in such situations. Tsunade wanted Tenchi and Akuma to make a public appearance at the festival, as she had wanted the both of them to perform. This summer festival was a special one, as it was the 25th anniversary which helped convince Naruto and Hinata to make the clones. Anyway, I want cotton candy. Come on, Akuma. And with that, she grabbed her friend's hand and dragged him to where the cotton candy stand was. Naruto grinned, she's got an idea. Let's have some fun, guys. Naruto's friends nodded. Time for some fun. Ino approached Naruto, blushing furiously. I'm Naruto. I was wondering whether you would be my escort. Before Naruto could respond, his pink-haired teammate stopped him. Wait, Naruto. I wanted. Forehead. Go away. I'm talking to Naruto. Yelled Ino, angry that Sakura had interrupted her. Sakura scowled, but before she could retort she heard a snort from her side. What are you laughing at, Sasuke? Ino asked, irritated. Guess how stupid you both look fighting, she answered smugly. Sakura rolled her eyes. Oh, like you weren't going to ask him yourself. Sasuke's cheeks tinted red at that point. Whatever. Naruto's sweat dropped at the scene, and turned when he heard a familiar snicker next to him. He turned to see that it was Sai, wearing a formal black yukata. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. I'm hurt, Naruto, don't you want me here? It's just that, you. Sai looked at the finger pointing at Chiha. What do you want, big breasts? Immediately, time seemed to stop, as the rookie 12 all turned to see what Sasuke's reaction would be. It was so silent, you could hear a pin drop. Asuma leaned over to Kakashi, a smirk playing in his lips. $10 she rips his head off. He muttered, and Kakashi smirked sadistically under his mask. $10 she used Chidori on him. Deal. They answered at the same time, turning again to see the show, as they shook hands. I'll kill you. Naruto tried calming Sasuke down. Mama Sasuke. Don't get hasty. But Sasuke wasn't listening. Sai had hurt her pride, and she was going to make him pay dearly for it. Her Sharingan eyes burned with intense fury, as she glared at the black-clad man before her. Give me your best shot, Sai challenged. Letting out a startled cry, Naruto pulled Sasuke into a headlock, preventing the dark-haired girl from charging at him. Come on, Sasuke. Cool it. Hinata sweat dropped. Please, Sasuke. Sai is just difficult. I'm so sorry about him. Sasuke frowned and turned to look at Hinata. How do you even know him? I met Sai-kun before when he and Naruto-kun were hanging out once. Sasuke sighed as she let her eyes go back to Obsidian Onyx, much to the disappointment of Asuna and Kakashi. Fine. Naruto released her from his hold and beamed. Thanks, Sasuke. Sai frowned. 8-chan. Sasuke glared at him in response. Naruto then turned to look at Sai, suspiciously. So did you come here just to piss off Sasuke or? Not just. I want to see whether you and Hinata were free. I wanted to spend some time together at the festival. Sure, Sai-kun, said Hinata, stepping forward. But Hinata, we were supposed to spend this festival with each other, as teams. Wenkibe. Sai deadpanned when he saw Hinata looking guilty, and sighed. Fine, go off and have a little fun. Sai-kun, you could always join the festival with my team, Naruto offered. No? Yelled Sasuke and Sakura in protest. Naruto's sweat dropped, and Sai clicked his tongue. TCH, the girls just love Naruto, don't they? He said, turning to Hinata. Hinata just giggled in response, making Sai smile a bit. Hinata looked pretty. She was dressed in a beautiful white kimono with lavender flowers embroidered in the hem, and a matching colored underrobe, while the obi contrasted it with its light purple obi. Her night dark tresses were twisted into an elegant bun with a lovely ivory comb with a spray of lavender flowers on the end. She had never been so beautiful. Sai? You Sai? Sai looked up, a scowl on his face. What? He was pissed that Naruto had pulled him out of his little dream world. Naruto, however, was frowning. He found it odd that Sai was looking at Hinata with such a soft look in his eyes. Could it be Hokage-sama? Swan turned to see a ninja bowing down to her. Yes, Akuma-sama and Tenchi-sama are ready to perform. Tsunade smiled. Perfect. Tenchi-sensei is going to perform? Sasuke asked. Shizu nodded. How about you come and watch? The two of them are fantastic performers. Sai smirked. Why not? The Konoha 12 agreed, and followed the two women to a huge stage in the central square. Wow, Ino couldn't help but say when she saw how crowded the square was. There was a huge stage built right before them. Tsunade went up to the stage and greeted the citizens. People of Konoha. We are gathered here today to celebrate 25 years of celebrating this summer festival. Tonight is truly special, as we have our two infamous elite ninjas, Akuma Kitsune and Jigoku Tenchi, to perform for us tonight. Immediately, the crowd that had gathered cheered hearing the names of the performers. First up is Akuma Kitsune. The crowd looked in awe when the curtains opened, and there was Akuma, and next to him was a clone of himself. They were both wearing the same costume, a black and red mandarin vest, and matching black pants. They were both barefoot as well, and a scarf was tied around their waist. The drums started to roll, and then it began. The fire moved between the two Akumas, never touching them, as they threw torches into the air, and back, and forth. The flames reached out towards the crowd, daring them to come closer. The fire licked the bare skin of the Akumas, never burning them. They danced around blowing fire into the air, juggling burning torches, and doing tricks. The crowd was hypnotized. The little children smiled and clapped as their mothers and fathers held them, watching as the show came to an end. Everyone clapped and cheered as the two Kumas bowed, smiles plastered to their faces. The two clones waved to the ecstatic crowd as they left the stage. Now, Jigoku Tenchi. The curtain opened to reveal Tenchi there, wearing some sort of beaded costume that resembled a bathing suit. The bikini-style top had hundreds of short strands of beads along every edge, as did the small triangular shawl that she had tied around her waist. The costume matched perfectly with the powder blue color of her hair. The soft beat of the drum pounded in the audience's ears, as Tenchi rose from her crouching position on the floor. Candles were placed on the floor around her feet to illuminate her body, as she moved to the music playing in the background. Her ankle-length skirt swirled around her, as she spun around, and then stopped abruptly, the beads at the bottom making a clicking sound. She slowly slid down into a split, her hands making circular motions in the air above her head. As soon as she was fully straddling the floor, she swung her back leg around, and laid flat on her back. Her skirt slid up to her thighs, falling in between her legs. Tenchi arched her back upward, curling into a ball before snapping up quickly, her ponytail swinging at the sudden movement. Spinning around again, she jumped into the air, bending her legs at the knee, and putting her arms into the air. Finally, she slid down to the floor onto her side, and lay still, as the music died down behind her. A hushed silence fell over the crowd, as Tenchi stood up and bowed, then a thunderous applause followed suit, as the curtains closed. And finally, the final dance of the night. The curtains opened again revealing Akuma and Tenchi, but this time, dressed differently. Akuma was wearing a red yukata that matched his eyes, whilst Tenchi was wearing a traditional kimono, a deep shade of blue with rose blossom imprints on it, which complemented her eyes too. Akuma took out a flute from his sleeve and began to play, as Tenchi danced along to it. The sound it made was simply astounding. Akuma's fingers moved like liquid over the many individual air holes, whilst Tenchi danced to the music, as gracefully as a ballerina herself. Tenchi's long velvet powder blue hair was tied up elegantly, in a long ponytail with a silky piece of white ribbon, though a few locks of hair were left dangling around her pretty face. Her icy blue eyes seemed to sparkle under the light, as she played with the fan skillfully in her delicate hands. She moved gracefully across the stage, without any rushed movements. All eyes were glued to the beauty in the front with awe and admiration. The square was pitch silent, as no one spoke. Each note Akuma played, and each step Tenchi was doing looked like a performance done by angels themselves, singing and dancing in harmony. Their entire performance was simply breathtaking and hypnotizing. Finally, the performance came to an end, and the audience erupted into cheers. Akuma and Kitsune bowed, and the curtains closed. "Both you were amazing," Tamari said. The others nodded, entranced. They were so cool, and breathed Tenten. Sasuke felt like she couldn't breathe. They were amazing, so fluids, and I'm going to be trained by Tenchi-sensei too. Suddenly, Sasuke felt someone grab her hand and pull her away from the others. Hey. The Rookie 12 all turned to see someone pulling Sasuke away from them and disappearing into the crowd. "Sasuke, what happened?" Ino asked. "Don't worry, she'll be fine," Sai assured her. "And how do you know that?" Niji asked. "Because Tenchi took her." Naruto frowned and turned to whisper to Hinata. "What is your clone doing?" "Nothing you need to worry about." Naruto shot him a skeptical look, but Hinata ignored it. "She better not cause trouble," Naruto warned. "It's nothing to stress over, she'll be fine." "I hope so," thought Naruto. "Tenchi-sensei?" Sasuke asked, surprised when the person who grabbed her hand finally turned to show her face. "Hello Sasuke," she greeted, as she let go of her hand and let her own fall back to her side. "How's the festival so far for you? Are you enjoying yourself?" Sasuke nodded. Tenchi smiled. "Well, that's good to hear." "Why?" Tenchi's eyes blinked at the question. "Excuse me. Why? Why do you care? Why?" Tenchi smiled even wider at Sasuke. "Because you're so cute, eh?" Sasuke gave her a WTF face, but Tenchi still smiled. "That's it. Well, no, it's because you're my cute student." And with that, she wrapped her arms around Sasuke and hugged her. Immediately Sasuke felt like she was having difficulty breathing. "Boy, Tenchi. You're going to kill her if you keep hugging her like that." Tenchi opened her eyes to see that Sasuke's face was blue and was opening and closing her mouth several times to speak. "Oh, sorry." Immediately, Tenchi dropped Sasuke, making her fall on her butt. Sasuke cursed under her breath and was about to make herself get up, but stopped when she heard her voice. "Here." Sasuke looked up to see an evenly tanned reaching for hers. She looked up to see that it was Akuma. She stared at him, making Akuma become impatient, so he grabbed her hand and pulled her to her feet. "You alright?" Tenchi asked, worried. "I'm fine," Sasuke replied, as she dusted off her kimono. "Sasuke? Oh, Sasuke. Where are you?" Sasuke's eyes widened before looking around frantically, looking for the source of that loud voice. "It's Naruto. Looks like your friend is calling you," Akuma said. Sasuke nodded. "Right, but I have something to ask Sensei first before I leave." Tenchi blinked. "Something to ask?" "Yeah, when do I start my training with you?" "Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 7 p.m. sharp. We start next week." Sasuke nodded before turning to leave. "Well, goodbye then, boy." Uchiha. Sasuke turned to look at Akuma. "What?" "Make sure to turn up on time or Tenchi will give you her Spartan training." Immediately when her partner said that, Tenchi pinched his cheek hard. "What did you say, huh?" Sasuke couldn't help it. She smirked at the two before continuing to leave. However, Tenchi and Akuma didn't notice, as they were too busy arguing. "Sasuke, where have you been?" Naruto demanded, much like a stern father when his daughter arrives home late in the night. "Tenchi-sensei just wanted to talk, that's all." "Tenchi?" Sakura asked. "You mean that blue-eyed woman from earlier?" Sasuke nodded. "You called her sensei." Sasuke looked up at Kakashi with a raised eyebrow. "Yes, so. But you never called me sensei." He whined, completely out of character. Sasuke's sweat dropped. "I only do it because the Hokage told me to. That's all it took." Sasuke nodded, making Kakashi and I'm full, and her teammates to sweat. "By the way, where are the others?" asked Sasuke. "They all left to go have fun in their teams," Sakura answered. Sasuke nodded, and Naruto grinned. "And now that Sasuke is here, let's go have our fun," he excitedly said, as he wrapped an arm around her. Sasuke immediately blushed while Sakura pouted, but joined in as well by grabbing onto Naruto's free arm. "Then let's go." "You lied to her." Tenchi whirled around to look at her partner. "What? You were actually worried because the last time Sasuke went to a festival was when she was with her family." Tenchi said nothing and turned away, but Akuma continued. "You wanted to make sure she was okay, that's why you called her outright." Gritting her teeth, she stormed off, but yelled to one last thing, "Just shut up, Akuma." Akuma smirked at her, retreating back. "Chen, right on the mark. She really does still care for Sasuke." A week after the festival, Sasuke reported to Team 7's training ground early to wait for her new sensei to arrive, but instead to her surprise, Tenchi was already there, waiting for her. "Good morning, Sasuke." Morning, she greeted back, noticing that she was dressed in the same outfit she had first met her in. "Okay Sasuke, first I need to ask you, have you tried any training on your own since your checkup?" Sasuke nodded. "Yes. I've got Kakashi to spar with me. He told me that even though my limbs are shorter, my speed and agility have increased, making it harder to land hits. If he didn't have the Sharingan, he doubted he could keep up with me." Tenchi nodded, noting that Sasuke had spoken with a tinge of pride in her face. She must like the benefits of having a female body rather than a male one. But what? Tenchi asked, noticing Sasuke's frustrated expression. He said, I'm not as strong as back then when I land hits though. Tenchi laughed, is that all? No problem. We'll get you into shape in no time. But for now, the first thing I want you to do is to punch a tree. There was a moment of silence. Excuse me? Sasuke finally asked. You heard me. Sasuke frowned, but complied. She went over to one of the trees in the area and punched. She screamed in extreme pain when she felt her hand hurt and drew back immediately. Out of all trees, you choose the biggest and toughest one to punch. Nice pick. Sasuke turned to glare at her, but Tenchi ignored it and went over to pick up Sasuke's bruised hand to examine it. Sasuke was surprised when she saw her bruised hand glow green and felt the pain ebbing away. What did you do? Medical ninjutsu. I'll teach you once we're done with your physical training. Physical training? I don't need any. Why should I? You can't even beat a tree, and you still say that you don't need any. Tenchi retorted. Sasuke frowned, irritated. Tenchi dropped Sasuke's hand and took out some clothes and bandages from her pocket. Tie these around your fingers and palm like a bandage. Sasuke followed her instructions word for word, but didn't understand the reason behind these actions. Noting Sasuke's frustration, Tenchi explained. For today, I'll give you some simple exercises that will test your physical body and tire you out, but won't hurt you much. First, I'll expect you to improve the power of your punches. I want you to continuously punch this tree, indicating the big tree behind Sasuke, until you leave a dent at least half an inch thick into the tree. The clothes are to protect your knuckles and fingers from bruising too much. Sasuke frowned. Why can't I punch this tree? She asked, pointing to the one that had given her an injured hand. Tenchi smirked at her and slammed her open palm onto the tree. The sudden impact sent slight shockwaves into the ground, and plenty of leaves started falling from the said tree. When Tenchi finally removed her hand, a finely detailed handprint was revealed on the surface of the tree. It had a dent 1 inch deep from the surrounding bark. Sasuke underwent pure shock at her sensei's show of power. There was absolutely no chakra involved in that slam. See now why I want you to practice. Sasuke nodded, still dumbfounded by her slam. When you're done with the tree, you are to run 100 laps around Konoha, 2,000 push-ups, 5,000 sit-ups, and 2,003 sit-ups. Sasuke's jaw dropped in shock. That many? Tenchi nodded. Now get to it, especially if you want to finish before nighttime. Sasuke sighed, but went off to start her nightmare workout. Tenchi watched the entire time, making sure she wasn't hurt or injured during so. When Sasuke finally finished, she let herself fall backward onto the grass to rest her aching limbs and muscles. I've never been pushed this hard before. She closed her eyes to let her exhaustion take over, and immediately slipped into unconsciousness. Tenchi walked over and picked up the sleeping girl. Time to take her home. Sasuke awoke to find that she was in her bed in her own bedroom, but her clothes had changed. She was now dressed in a black camisole and shorts. My clothes. She turned and noticed a note on her dressing table. She picked it up and began to read. Sasuke, the job today. I've changed your clothes for you because they stank of sweat, and your ones from earlier are in the laundry. Make sure to get plenty of rest. I'll see you the day after tomorrow at the same time and same place. Yugoku Tenchi. Sasuke frowned at how she had described her clothes to smell, but put down the note back on the table. She fell back against her pillow and burrowed underneath the blankets, reveling in the cool, comforting sheets. She soon fell asleep, surrendering to the call of her bed. The next day, Naruto decided to visit Sasuke and ask her how her training went. Hinata had already told him, but Naruto still wanted to check on his teammate. The door was unlocked, so he let himself in. He found her in her bedroom, sleeping, but she was sweating a lot, and she looked to be having a nightmare. Kasen. Must be a nightmare of the night of the massacre. I have to wake her up, Naruto thought, closing his eyes. Sorry. He slapped her, hard. Peeking out of one eye, he saw Sasuke's eyes open. She gingerly touched her cheek that was beginning to turn red, and wince. Bastard, you would actually hit a girl in her sleep. She growled. You were having a bad nightmare, Naruto told her. Sasuke's eyes widened slightly. Why you saw? Not much. Before Sasuke could respond, she sneezed loudly into Naruto's shirt, covering Naruto with a mixture of saliva and mucus. Needless to say, Naruto was not amused, but kept his cool. He then noticed that the normally snow-white skin face of Sasuke's was paler than usual, and shining with a thin layer of sweat. Her eyes seemed abnormally bright too. A quick check of her temperature, and a few minutes of listening to her cough and sniffle confirmed his suspicions. Sasuke had caught a cold. You're sick. Like I haven't figured that out. Sasuke started to cough violently, and Naruto watched in silence. He wondered vaguely what it was like to be sick. Kyuubi had always made his immune system incredibly strong, so the most he ever got was a cough for a day or so, or a runny nose. Nothing serious. Where's your bathroom? Naruto asked. Why? Sasuke waited when she realized that she sounded like a dying frog when she just spoke, but it did make Naruto laugh. Naruto, you bastard, don't laugh. It's just a tad case of laryngitis. You'll be fine in a few days. Naruto finally said, besides I think it's cute. In his mind, Naruto smirked when Sasuke blushed a pretty red. "I idiot. Don't joke with me." Sasuke screamed out, making her voice sound sadly like Minnie Mouse. She immediately covered her mouth. Damn it. Naruto smirked, and took a mental note to make Sasuke blush more often. His smirk immediately disappeared when he saw that Sasuke's eyes were fluttering. "Hey Sasuke. Don't." He went over, and caught Sasuke from falling, who was deadly close to hitting her head on her bedpost. Sasuke however seemed to have no intention of waking up anytime soon. Instead, she subconsciously snuggled deeper into her source of warmth, Naruto's arm. Naruto fought to fight down a blush. Well damn, thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.